Hello, everybody, and thank you for coming back to Let's Talk Japan, my new podcast series that discusses some of the things that happen in Japan that we don't talk about on our YouTube channel. So I decided to start up a podcast to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. So you guys get a perspective from life in Japan today. Now, I'm going to first start off by going back and discussing what happened on our very first episode. Um, in our first episode, we had a moment where we met Mr. Suzuki, a nice elderly man who had lost it all: money, his phone, his dignity. The man had lost four bank cards, 1,500 in lottery tickets, and about $2,800 in cash. He also lost his smartphone, but because of my son's uncanny ability to find things in the most unusual places, my son found his cell phone. We were able to revive it, and we returned it to him. If you guys haven't seen this, please go and see episode 1 of The Good Samaritan. That is the title of the video that we made for our first podcast. Now, there's many things that have come to light since the finding of this smartphone, and which I want to discuss just a couple points with you guys today. One of the things that we have been talking about in our household is what was not talked about on camera, what was off camera. And that was when Mr. Suzuki filed the report about the lost and stolen items. He had told us that he had gone to the police and filed a police report. But of course, as we all know, that just by filing a police report doesn't mean you're going to get an investigation. With everything that this old man has provided to ourselves and probably even to the local police, he had lost more than he ever gained. Us returning the cell phone to him was a really positive thing for him. But should there be an investigation? What do you think? I think there should be an investigation. Now, I know from personal experience, going to the police, whether it's in Japan or another country, going to the police and filing a report always puts the victim under a lot of scrutiny. Yes, the old man did have quite a lot in his person that he lost, but he was unable to prove any of this until the phone came about. Now that the smartphone is been recovered and returned, an investigation should be considered. That's one of the things that I'm going to be doing off camera for the next couple months. Is I'm going to get in contact with Mr. Suzuki and see if we can continue the investigation to try to find out who stole from him. Now, I say who stole from him because there's a couple things that have really been very much unnoticed. At the Odawara, Odakyu line platforms, there's a lot of CCTV cameras, right? If the company or the police were to look at those CCTV cameras at the time of which Mr. Suzuki's items were stolen, they could probably find out where those people are today. Now, does it take a lot of manpower to do that? Yeah. But think of the old man. Think if it was you. The amount of money that man lost was way more than most people have in their savings. And probably he can never, at his age, recover from such a loss, especially the cash and the unknown amount of lottery tickets, of which we don't know if he actually won or lost, but the fact that he had them. Those, of course, are the things that he's saying. Now, because we found his phone, we have to put a lot of trust into this man, and we have to call upon the system, the investigating group of body group, to look at this. The trust that we have in our local community for when something gets stolen, it should be found. I don't want to think that if something is stolen, it can never be recovered. I know you guys want to see and find out if we can actually find out who stole this man's money. Now, it's a simple process, it's a simple thing. Contact the local police, ask them to reopen an investigation, review the CCTV cameras, re-interview Mr. Suzuki, and, of course, spend hours looking through that footage from that day to pinpoint those that are involved. Now, those who are involved and those who had stolen Mr. Suzuki's money from him while he was in the bathroom could actually be people that were stalking him from where he was at the horse races later that day. That is a possibility. And that means that there is a lot of criminal activity going on around that area to go after the victims. Now, conspiracy? No. These are facts. The idea of a conspiracy, to me, is the fact that someone's hiding something. There's no one hiding anything. The facts are there in the last video. I just want to see what the conflict is and how we can resolve this in a positive way for this old man who actually seems to be at a loss of words when he had his phone returned to him. I hope that you guys would support the idea of an investigation. I think it would be something that if the local police would not be interested in doing, is hiring a private detective. There are private detectives here in Japan, and if they are interested in pursuing such a case, it would be one for the record, because very few people get things returned to them. And I believe this man deserves it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in our third episode of Let's Talk Japan.